drunken cock fans. This is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, welcoming you all to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4. Just a friendly reminder, this is an adult show. It contains adult content and heavy situations. Please be warned. If you're not an adult, now's your time to leave. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Welcome back to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. It's Season 4, Episode 5. And hot damn, do we have a lot of topics to get into. Yes, it is the last show before June. It's the last show of May. We made it through the first month of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4, for the most part unharmed. So let's see if we can change that. Let's get to the show. That's right, everybody. It's the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 4, Episode 5. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Of course, it's always here with my good buddy, GW Foley. And, yeah, it's been a week. We roasted Jaws 3D in 3D, and it was awesome. I actually don't recall having ever seen Jaws 3D now that I've seen it. Yeah, and I can't unsee it. It was too much fun. But without further ado, let's get into the show. Welcome to the spotlight stage, my man, my boy, my comrade. Please help me welcome Mr. GW Foley.
Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. What is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night, 8:03 on the dot. You can see Rumble. You can see the YouTube. Yeah. We're lives. Fucking live, baby. Fucking live. Yeah, so I got asked an interesting question today, which was, do you want to ref a wrestling match?
Yeah.
And my automatic response was yes. Yes, I do. Like what do I have to do? Whose dick do I have to suck? Like, let me know. Fortunately, I don't have to suck any dick to do it. That's good because I got a shallow throat and a hyperactive gag reflex. I know that about me. So
things you learn.
No penis in the mouth for me. Yeah, so this Saturday, North Adams, Mass, the YMCA, I will be reffing a pro wrestling match. Yeah. Summer's going good. I've been to the library more now this summer than I have in the past year. I'm just living in a library, doing my work, keeping my head down. And, yeah, that's all. And I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore Saturday night. I want to apologize to the viewers now.
Me too.
I did wash it. It's clean. But I want to apologize for the bricks. Apparently, my lights make yellow turn greenish. So, you're going to see bricks upon bricks. What's up, Lynn? How are we doing?
Welcome.
Yes. So, without further ado, let's turn it over to the reason why we all really gather here. Hickory, the Drunk and Underwhelming.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm still playing with the lighting, so I don't have a table set up, but we're getting there. Skimora, what's going on? Hickory and GW, he says. Skimora, how are you tonight, this evening? Good, sir.
What is up, buddy?
It's good to see you down there. And yes, it's been quite the eventful week. Saturday night, live at the Marquee Theater, GW, and our good friend who had us, Pierre, movie Roasted Jaws 3D, which I don't think I'd seen. We even had 3D glasses, and it was it was wonderfully bad. Like like it's one of those movies that's so bad you like it a bit, but it's also one of the first examples of like, hey, we'll make it scary by just making everything super fucking dark, so you have no idea what's going on. And I gotta say, they killed it. They killed it with playing in the dark and having an underwater shot with a foam shark look moderately realistic. And yeah, it was doing well. May have to cut out in a bit though. It's all right, brother. Thank you for stopping by and saying hey. We appreciate it. We hope you and yours are doing well. And I understand. Once in a while we have to do the same thing.
That's very true.
Yeah. The trials and tribulations of running an internet show. But the nice part is we don't have any corporate overlords to answer to. So yeah, it's just GW and I, talking about shit. Anyways, that was Saturday. Sunday was flag planting day. So weird fun fact, GW. We drove to Colchester and back, which is approximately 2 to 2 hours and 15 minutes each way, depending on traffic. And we saw one cop.
Oh, wow.
And that one cop wasn't even like sitting patrolling. No, I'm totally lying. We saw two. Sorry. Bear with me. We saw two. One was stopping at a gas station to grab a drink and use the restroom. But he was at the gas station. He wasn't patrolling or anything. The second one was on exit 10 North, where on Sunday a tractor trailer truck got intimate with a guardrail on exit 10, and apparently they had that northbound exit closed for like 5 hours while they were trying to unmate the two. So it didn't look too bad when we went by, but given they'd been working on it for 2 hours already. Yeah, the wife said two. See, I'm sorry. And thank you for fact checking me. Life has been rough past few weeks. Been sick, neck problems. Just a few minutes ago, my little doggy got under my feet and tripped me. Other than that, I'm fine. That's like my cat's main goal in life, is to, especially when like you're trying to do something nice for her, like give her wet food. Oh yeah, she just wants to. She's asking to be kicked. But no, I understand. I'm glad you're feeling better. And well, I hope you're feeling better. Samara said you need a sensitivity and equity manager. Well, yeah,
I think we're good.
A diversity. We should create a DEI, but change it up so it's like I'm not sure. Dictatorship.
Who wants one of those? Fuck that.
It's kind of what we have, man. It's just the two of us laying down the law. That's what I like about the show.
I mean, really, like if the two of us need fucking diversity training, we're in trouble.
Yes. Yeah. And then that was that. Oh, and Monday we went to a cookout. So I will share a totally fun and embarrassing tale about eating 2 keto hamburger buns in the same sitting and realizing, oh shit, 40 grams of fiber in one sitting is probably not good for you. And yeah, it hurt. I was not having a good time the next day. That's for sure. I think it was like the first time in a long time I've ever ate enough of something to be not comfortable. And yeah, I was definitely not comfortable. You ever done that, G-dubs?
All the time.
Too much fiber in one sitting.
Yeah.
It's like eating a bag of the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears. Like it's just fiber.
I had when I was trying to like manage my weight and working out, I got protein bars.
Yep.
And I was hungry one day, and I think I had like 3 of them, and like all the like alcohol sugars in it just wrecked me wrecked me. I thought I was gonna die on the toilet, like Elvis.
It's a fear of mine. And it almost happened to someone very close to me. Anyways, that's all I got. Let's get into the show. You ready, Jebs?
Let's fucking do it.
Let's do it. Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fiber plus a chunk of cheese. Well,
Let it fight its way out.
It had a cheeseburger, to be fair. I can't stand anything with the gummy in it. The word gummy in it, the texture of gummies make me... Oh. Do you hate Jell-O too? I hate to bring it up. I know people are sensitive about that. That one's... I don't know. People get weird about Jell-O.
It depends on, like, the amount of Jell-O. Like,
and also the temperature.
Yeah, like
warm Jell-O is like the worst thing.
Jell-O is fine, but I can't see how people can eat like a huge bowl of Jell-O like it's ice cream.
Yeah. Yep. I don't get it either, my friend. It's especially as soon as it gets warm. I'm like, nope, I'm good. That's not my jam. Anyways, thanks for joining us, guys. We are live over on Rumble too. I just double checked to make sure that was real. And let's get into the first topic. Oh, I didn't make banners. Oh well, we're just rolling with it. AI defines the ideal body type per social media, and here's what it looks like.
Wait. How the drunk is this news?
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, G-Dubs. AI defines ideal body type per social media. Here's what it looks like. Artificial intelligence has its own idea of what the perfect human body should look like, but it doesn't. It just took a bunch of social media stuff and put it together. That's what AI does. It's basically like a collection algorithm.
Yeah.
So it just absorbs stuff and then recreates something in the same image, really. A new study by the Bulimia Project, which sounds like a whole lot of fun to be part of. Brooklyn, New York-based website that publishes content research related to eating disorders, investigated how AI perceived the, quote, ideal body based on social media data.
I just have a question.
Please.
If the Bulimia Project has a pizza party, do they only get like one pizza and everyone just stares at it?
That's a good question. We should rate them and see if they respond.
They won't.
That'd be fun though. And then we can start writing articles.
Yeah.
We could how the drunk is this news daily, and we'll write like a little shit article about stuff. Or we'll just have AI write it for us. Like we'll just give it prompts and be like, hey, explain this, and then have it write it.
Exactly.
Skimora said my social media body is awesome. Yeah. I'm not ashamed of mine. I'm body positive. They say the results produced by AI generated imaging tools such as DALL-E 2, Stable Diffusion, and Midjourney showed widely, quote, unrealistic body structures, and reported in the discussion of the findings in the Bulimia Project's website. 40% of the overall images depicted unrealistic body types of muscular men and women. 37% for women, 43% for men. For women, the AI-generated images seem to have a bias towards blonde hair, brown eyes, and olive skin tone. More than 53% of all images of women generated to depict the ideal body type included olive skin. For men, the AI-generated images showed a bias towards brown hair, brown eyes, and olive skin. 67% of all images for men with the ideal body type included brown hair, and 63% had olive skin. So basically saying they look tan, right? That's
yeah. Mediterranean.
I'm not sure if that one... Well, these are from Shutterstock, so I don't know if these are actual photos from the study or not. Like they might just be stock photos that they used.
I mean, if they're from... They probably found something and like, all right, close enough.
Yep. 47% of the images of the men had facial hair, so G-Dubs and I are, not doing bad. First prompt, the perfect female body, according to social media in 2023, generated a variety of female body types, but showed an obvious preference for slimmer women with toned muscles. I wonder why, G-dubs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because that's what the internet likes. The second prompt, the perfect male body, according to social media in 2023, did the same, coming up with images of men with perfectly toned abs. Well, that is what the internet likes. Like, yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
what did they expect it to like bring back a picture of me and G-dubs? Like, is that what they really wanted? Was like the ideal body, and it just to be a guy like me sitting on a couch with like a beer in my hand? Like,
yeah. Well, and they're also saying the perfect male body. Like let's go like 3 out of 10 body. Let's see what that brings up, you know?
The average American body.
Yeah.
Like, you think it would be Skamara said dude has an 8-pack. Yeah, just a boot.
You can do laundry off those things.
Smaller women appeared in nearly all the images created by DALL-E 2 Stable Diffusion and Midjourney, but the latter came up with the most unrealistic representations, the study revealed. The same can be said for the male physiques generated, all of which look like Photoshop versions of bodybuilders. The study broadened the scope beyond social media, prompting the AI tools to generate images of the perfect woman in 2023 and the perfect man in 2023. Results showed more diversity in skin, hair, and eye color, as well as ethnicity, although the images still depicted conventionally fit individuals. Well, because one would argue that the perfect human would be fit, right? Because they would be perfect in everything if they were perfect.
Pretty fucking much.
Should mean perfect shape and size and muscularity. Considering that social media uses algorithms based on which content gets the most lingering eyes, it's easy to see why AI's renderings would come out more sexualized, the study concluded. That's because that's what people post, because that's what the internet likes. Like, thanks for telling me the same shit I would have guessed. You spent a bunch of money on a study that didn't really show us anything. There's more Shutterstock. No, I was hoping that was gonna. Let me see if I can. No. No. Okay. I tried. But yeah, no, I was hoping for like a real set of some Shutterstock photos. Which means that if these are Shutterstock, they're probably actual people just photoshopped, right?
Oh, Photoshop the shit.
Yeah, because she definitely those abs don't belong to this girl. Right? Like they're like a different tone.
Yeah. It's like they darkened them and trying to
yeah,
put more
that's it.
definition.
Yep. Nope, that's totally it. Because nope, she would need to be a little more peeled for that, not gonna lie. People with bodies like that are generally annoying. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I want a soft person.
Yes, I like softness. I like looking at that. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not super interested in like actually. What happened to fat is beautiful, lol, according to the internet, anyways. Well, that's the funniness is everybody says it, but nobody means it. Like there's that, like, I forget what comic did it, like made a joke about how like everybody says Lizzo is absolutely beautiful, but whenever I tell women they look like Lizzo, they get upset with me. I can't remember. There's like a recent comic who did a whole bit about that and nailed it on the head.
It became a meme.
Yeah. So, yep. No, it's because people don't actually like do what they preach about.
I was gonna say, if fat was beautiful, I'd be all neck deep in tail. Because they'd be like, "Oh, look at that belly! Ooh, I want to touch the belly."
He's so regal and king-like.
He must have lots of tracts of land.
He must be a lord. He looks like Scotland.
Hopefully he's a duke.
Lynn said I'm 25 pounds overweight and call myself fat all the time.
Amateur.
Yes, you can do better. Next from AI to other scary things. In news, Elon Musk's brain implant company Neuralink announces FDA approval of inhuman clinical study. It's from CNBC. Neuralink, the neurotech startup co-founded by Elon Musk, announced Thursday it has received approval from the FDA to conduct its first inhuman clinical study. The implant aims to help patients with severe paralysis regain their ability to communicate by controlling external technologies using only neural signals. The extent of the approved trial is not known. Neuralink said in a tweet that a patient recruitment for its clinical trial is not yet open. What do you think, G-Dubs?
I think that's dangerous and a great way to die.
Yeah. I mean, on the flip side, if you want to go down for the science, I guess, then I'm not here to tell you that you can't,
I thought you just want to see them abs again.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't begrudge someone to do that, but I don't know. Inhuman clinical trials doesn't sound all that convincing to me. Like, no.
That's fair. On the flip side, I had seen this the other day after seeing Neuralink thing, is that DARPA funds ambitious brain-machine interface program. The N3 program aims to develop wearable machines that let soldiers communicate directly with machines. So this was in 2019, and from what I saw, I should have pulled up another one. They're in phase 2. So yeah, and this is like an interface that's just like a wearable thing. It's not like this isn't like they're not working on an implant,
right?
They're working on like wearable technology that you can like control stuff with your brain.
And that makes sense. I get that. That is fine. You're not digging around my brain.
Fair enough. Mildly scary though, that if it doesn't have to be like, you know what I mean? If they can do it remotely, like that's mildly terrifying.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as if you got jumped, somebody could like put a helmet on you and like control your brain, hijack your body.
Well, it's not like they don't do that already.
That's true. It just provides a very interesting new cutting edge way to do it.
Cutting edge.
There we go. Don't mind me.
I never do.
Fair enough. I think it's about time. We haven't done one in a while. Let's get into a Florida man story.
Ooh.
And by that I mean Vermont man is back. That's right, bitches. This is St. Johnsbury man, a special breed of Vermont man.
Yeah.
You don't catch these ones in the wild that often, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. This was an adventure. St. Johnsbury man escapes from ambulance after DUI arrest. St. Johnsbury man's facing charges for DUI after resisting arrest after he jumped from an ambulance and took off. St. Johnsbury man's facing charges for DUI after resisting arrest after police say he jumped out of an ambulance and took off. St. Johnsbury police responded to a call early Wednesday morning around 2 a.m. on Eastern Avenue about a man in traffic on a bicycle. The man, later identified as Bradley Leonard, was transported by Calix to Northeastern Vermont Regional Hospital as he was under the influence of alcohol. Once the ambulance arrived at the hospital, police say Leonard jumped from the vehicle and ran off. Leonard later called the police department and told the officers he had walked into town and retrieved his car. Leonard was located at the hospital where he had driven his vehicle. Police took him into custody after a prolonged struggle. He was charged with DUI and resisting arrest. So, dude was safe on a bike.
He was
caught
drunk on a bike.
Drunk on a bike, which I'm not 100% convinced that should be illegal. It depends. I mean, if you're fucking with traffic, then like you're breaking other laws.
Yeah.
But if you're just like on the side of the road pedaling around, I'm not I don't know.
No, if you're too drunk to ride a bike, like you need to go into the drunk tank. I'm not saying charged with anything, but like you need to be watched for your own supervision.
That's fair.
And I don't say that lightly.
It does seem like what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sending him to the hospital to the drunk tank, make sure he was all right, and then probably hold him overnight and let him out. And instead, he ran
off, got his car,
drove it back, and then called them to say, hey, by the way, I went back and got my car, so please give me the DUI too. Because I just admitted that I drove drunk, not just rode a bicycle drunk.
Yeah.
Like, way to go, St. Johnsbury, man.
We salute you.
Yeah. I would say this guy might deserve a real man of genius.
Real man of genius.
This one goes out to you, St. Johnsbury, man. Well, most people were thinking, I might get away with this. I'm only drunk on a bike. You thought, no, I'm going to go get my car. Yep. Anyways, right into the next one. G-Dubs, you remember there's a writer's strike going on?
Yes.
Sad times. Sad times. The likes of Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel can't do their shows, even though they're supposed to be comedians who should be able to put together their own shit. Mr. Drunk Bike Rider, Runner, Car Driver. Screw it. By the end of the show, you're going to make me pull it up. We'll record one live. Real man of genius. Yeah, I feel like I could do a good take tonight. But all the while during the writer's strike, the Drunken Under Quarantine show has been here. And don't get me wrong, we're just talking about weekly news from scripts from 3 months ago.
Yeah.
We're a couple pro-union guys, right, Cap?
Who writes this shit?
I think we have a monkey that gets high on DMT. I don't know, though. I would just assume it would take that level of enlightened to thoughtfully craft the banter we go back and forth with, GW.
That would also explain the blue glowing diamonds.
Yes. Well, he likes Sonic, and he was like, we need a Chaos Emerald. And anyways, well, shit shows like that are not in the air, and we're here. There is one sad thing that might actually be fucked up because of the writers' strike, which could be Deadpool 3. They're now in filming. Ryan Reynolds is not legally permitted to improvise lines. Yeah, sad day. The famously quippy Ryan Reynolds has his hands tied when it comes to Deadpool's most famous feature as filming gets underway. Ryan Reynolds has made a career out of his quick-witted, self-referential zingers. It's a big reason why he was a perfect fit for the character of Deadpool, whose comic book existence consists of breaking the fourth wall, constantly quipping to the point where he adopt the moniker Merc with the Mouth. Deadpool and Deadpool 2 were able to capitalize on Reynolds' ability to improvise in the regular, stay faithful to the character's comedic sensibilities. The rated R character is now venturing into the MCU with his clawed frenemy, Wolverine, for Deadpool 3. Filming is now underway, but Yahoo is reporting that Reynolds is legally not allowed to improvise, which seems strange, but we'll find out why. Tinseltown's production process is going to get complicated with the presiding strike from the Writers Guild of America. It's continuing to lord over the studios. While the projects that proceed are heading into production, there are certain union stipulations that have the potential to inhibit certain films aspects. As Deadpool 3 starts principal photography, an unfortunate loophole forbids Ryan Reynolds from improvising. While there's no rule against actors improvising, there are strict guidelines on writers not being able to change lines during the filming process while the strike is in effect, and Reynolds is an officially credited writer on Deadpool 3.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, Reynolds can make an argument for the rule, as he would be incorporating the improvisation as a performer on the project. The fact that he's a producer on the film, as well as also throws a wrench into the method, as multi-hyphenate positions like writers, producers have been asked not to contribute anything writer-like during the strike. Oh, I timed that perfectly. Position writer producers contribute anything writer-like during the strike. Ironically, the first time Reynolds played Wade Wilson on screen in X-Men Origins Wolverine was during the last WGA strike back in 2007, and he had improvised much of his lines. Deadpool 3 is one of the first big budgeted studio films to go into filming with the script as is during the strike. Hopefully the issue will get resolved as quickly as possible, and the production could at least go back to playing around with dialogue and the time comes for the reshoots. Being the first official integration of fan favorites Deadpool and Wolverine into the MCU, it's natural to assume Kevin Feige will take very special care of the situation to make sure the characters are utilized to their full potential. My thought, G-Dubs, was do you think they're going to shoot a bunch of scenes where it looks like he's saying stuff that he's not saying so they can go back in and overdub his lines in to add in like jokes and zingers and shit?
Probably.
Because that's what I would do. Is that not what you would do if you were? I mean, obviously it's us. We wouldn't be part of the union, so it wouldn't matter. But like if all of a sudden you were in a job like that and you were working on a film, like, is that your what you would want to do as the cinematographer?
Cinematographer, I wouldn't give a shit. Director, I would do it just to get options. But yeah, like psych gags would be hard.
Yeah.
It would still be tough to do that.
Yeah,
like
Skimoro's got a great point. A lot of writers never contribute anything writer-like. Oh, true fucking story, bro. Yeah, I mean, how many writers do they have on SNL? And that place is a shit show. I don't know. Are you excited about Deadpool 3? Did you like those movies? Or...
I do. I like the character. So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, it sucks that Ryan Reynolds can't express himself.
Yeah, because he does great at the role. Like it's one of those few things where the dude who deserves to play the role is actually playing the role.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Which can't be said about all of them, but Marvel has it right on a few people. I think Hugh Jackman plays a damn good Wolverine.
That was all Fox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. And also think about the amount of time he's been playing Wolverine. Like,
yeah,
people when he first started, people were pissed because he's like, he's too tall. He's too
he
everything.
wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
I remember that was like the first couple complaints was that like, wow, dude is not nearly jacked enough to be Wolverine. Because he's like a thick, stocky dude in the comics and the cartoons. And Hugh Jackman was not Chris Hemsworth thick by any means.
He got there though.
Yep. It makes me wonder what he'll look like in the new movie. Like if he's because, well, I don't know. It's been a while, right? Since the last time he played Wolverine.
Well, yeah, but he's still a multi-millionaire and can afford, and it's possibly under contract that he needs to be in shape for it.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not doubting that he's not going to come in the best of shape he can for it. I'm saying it makes me wonder how long he was off. Yeah, no, I think he'll probably have his diet training and pharmacology perfectly on point
Yeah.
before filming. Because shit, even I would. If I was getting paid millions of dollars to show up somewhere and read somebody else's work in front of a camera, I 100% would take it pretty fucking serious, especially if I was supposed to be the hero. Like, writer strike may affect Walking Dead universe. Zombies can't say roar. Oh.
You know, I get the reason for the strike, but the part of me is also like, come on, guys, let's you have a great job. Like, I know it's tough for everybody out there, but
I think it's really confusing is the amount of like unions that aren't legally allowed to strike. I always found that interesting, right? Like there was like a certain like we as a government are all right with most unions, but you can't strike if you're these special ones because we say you can't.
yeah,
Weird.
we need you regardless.
Yeah, like when they shut down the railroad worker strike. What cops aren't allowed to strike, right? UPS or USPS.
Yeah.
I think airlines are not allowed to. Maybe they just have a flu. But yeah, no, I've always found that interesting. No, nobody ever brings that up when they're defending unions. Like, hey, I thought collective bargaining was there for a reason, but if we can't all collectively bargain, not show up at work until shit gets fixed, what's the point of having a union?
Better wages. I mean,
yeah, but that's based on the fact that you can collectively decide not to work. You know what I mean? Like, that's like really the only leverage that the union has. I don't know. Anyways, right into the next one. Mayor Adams signs bill to ban weight and height discrimination in New York City workplace and housing. And yeah, I know I'm stoked, GW.
as a fatty, I am proud to be represented.
I was just going to say,
bill.
I feel really good about myself because I've never been fat enough to be discriminated against because I'm fat. Like I'm still under the threshold where like hotels are like, whoa, Tubbs. You, sir, are going to break our bed. And that makes me feel warm and cheery inside. And no disrespect to all the tons of fun that will be very upset about me saying this, but it made me feel good about myself. You know, I've never had to buy a second airplane seat, and I've never been discriminated against renting because of my size. So
let me tell you something, brother. So when I was in high school, I weighed close to 475 pounds. Like, I was near 500 pounds in high school.
wow.
And in my senior year, we took a trip to Riverside, like the Six Flags in Massachusetts. I got on a ride with a bunch of my friends, and I got kicked off because I was too big. That was humiliating.
So did you start a protest and get them to make a bigger ride, or did you
Oh no, I walked my fat ass back and got some cake.
fair enough. See, you were just if you were now, you could have had like a picket sign.
Yeah.
I've been like, no, I demand free airfare. What I think is interesting about this is this going to kill the charter plane business in New York? Because like those things are very dependent. Like small planes are like very, like for like a private jet, like you have to like let the pilot know how much weight you're taking with you.
Yeah.
I actually think there was a article recently about some woman that like lied by like 100 something pounds, and like it was actually an issue.
Like she had to step on the luggage scale
Like,
because she said she was 130 pounds.
yeah, I didn't actually look it up, but I did see a headline about some woman who lied about it, and they had to ground the plane because it was like not flying right because the weight was off, which doesn't surprise me. But
No.
yeah, Mayor Adams signs bill to pass weight and height discrimination in New York City. Mayor Eric Adams signed a bill into law Friday banning height and weight discrimination in the workplace, public places, and when individuals are applying for housing. We all deserve the same access to employment, housing, and public accommodation, regardless of our appearance. And it shouldn't matter how tall you are or how much you weigh, said Adams during a City Hall-based press conference. When you're looking for a job and you're out in the town and you're trying to get some form of accommodation in an apartment to rent, you should not be treated differently. The moves amends the city's human rights law to include as protected categories perceived actual weight and height discrimination illegal in employment or in employment, public accommodations, and housing. Pilot, we might have to put in some extra fuel. Yeah. But overall, like, was this really that big a problem in New York City? Is this like the most important thing they could be working on right now?
I don't know. When I was in New York City, I looked like the fattest motherfucker there.
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume you have to be skinny because you can't fucking drive anywhere in that place.
Oh yeah, no, it's like walking everywhere.
Yeah, you take a train and almost get killed, or you just walk.
Or you get mugged.
Yeah. Council member Sean Abreu introduced the legislation after he gained 40 pounds during the pandemic. Noticed his friends making comments about his weight.
Yeah, fatty. Yeah,
so
fatty.
Really, this one fucking tubby dude got picked on by his friends and passed a law based on it. That's where we're at right now. Way to go, New York City. Today's a monumental advancement for civil rights, size freedom. Fuck you, people. How about that?
Wait, what was that word?
Size freedom.
Size freedom. I'm free to be any size I'm wanting to be.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Like, okay.
Oh, we live in such cloud world, dude.
I get like the tall people being pissed and for being discriminated against because they can't fix that.
Or the really short people.
Yeah.
Like if you can't, I can understand being pissed if you're a grown ass adult who pays grown ass ticket prices and you're too short to ride a ride. I'd be upset too.
Or if you're too tall to ride a ride.
Yeah.
Like that also happens. And I get that. Like you can't pick that. But you know what? Hey, Congressman or Chairman Fatty, like, suck it in.
Yeah, Council Member Sean Tons of Fun Abreu.
Like, I'm sorry that people can't see your penis because you're too fat now. But
he said, quote, no one should have to live with the silent burden of size discrimination, to feel as if they're defined by their stature rather than their character. Which I'm cool with, like public accommodations, not now. This leads to like a whole thing where if you want to talk about like social health care, now I care. Like that's the only time when I'm like, if we're going to talk about like public health care and us all funding everything socialized, that like, then we have a right to give a shit, which I thought was like the goal, but I don't know. we're weird times, my friend. But yeah, the fact that he says size freedom and body positivity made me want to throw up a little bit. Mostly because my stomach hurts from laughing, because that's some fucking ridiculous 1984 shit right there. And I say that as a guy who's a fat guy.
Yeah.
On a show called The Drunk and Under Quarantine Show, where it's just two fat guys talking shit. And no, fuck that. Like, I
Make
don't
fun of me for my weight. I don't give a shit.
Well, like, I agree as much. And I got to make sure I phrase this right, because it could come out really, really wrong. I, as a fat guy, agree with the body positivity movement as much as I do with any weird white culty supreme stuff. Like they're on the same thing with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get, I fucking hate both.
Yeah.
Like, anyone that declares that whites are the supreme, like, you're a fucking idiot. And I say that as a white guy, who is not like ashamed or like sorry for being white. On the flip side, yeah, no, I fuck body positivity and all you fat tubby bitches who demand that you're just as sexy. And because no, don't get me wrong, I love me some chubby loving. I even wrote a song one time that was like, chubby loving had me a blast. Chubby loving, I came way too fast. But yeah, no, that angers me.
Great thing about fat girl vaginas, all that weight just tightens.
It compresses it in. Anyways, we'll move right into the next one. Another story about Vermont. Vermont digger. Here we go. Yeah, you raise some money. Governor Phil Scott signs law annexing many drivers' license suspensions. Starting next month, Vermonters won't lose their driver's license solely because they have not paid the fines for a moving violation. Sounds like a great idea, G-Dubs.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn on this.
The perfect sky is torn.
Here's the thing. Like, I get that it's a deterrent for speeding, like, is paying the fine, and that there should be some sort of like responsibility for the person to do that. I also think but there's still, like, you have to get to work. Like, I get it. It's tough. It's tough. You know?
It seems like it's one of those things that like with all fines should be like graded.
Right.
Like weighted. Like it's fucked up that we're like making some 19-year-old kid that lives on his own, who's got like his first job, even not even lives with 4 friends, who can barely afford the heat the apartment they live in, that works at Wendy's with this fucking shitty broken down 2003 Corolla, which is probably still great for him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like hating on this fictional kid.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was running late. He's young. He doesn't know any better.
And there's a lot of times where like you're not putting anyone in danger. Like you're on a wide open road with no one around. But no, I think there should be like and don't get me wrong, I don't think the government is the right people to decide on such a scale because they suck at everything. But almost having like a weighted scale on both the seriousness of the speeding ticket, because there's like a big difference in if you're doing 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. There's a big difference whether you're on the interstate midday, bright sunshiny day and nobody's around, versus you're in the middle of downtown Rutland on a cloudy, rainy day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a vast difference to these two things. Not just setting or even weather, but like the risk of doing that amount of over the speed limit is completely different in the two situations. One, you're on an open highway, just cruising. And in another, you're like putting everybody at risk because you're doing 55 miles an hour through a downtown.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not like downtown, like we don't have interstates in our downtown. Like just to be clear for those who live in like, real cities. This is a country city at best.
Like
our biggest city barely qualifies as a city.
Yeah.
But yeah, there needs to be some kind of weighting there. Because it doesn't make sense that some 50-year-old who's got $1 million in the bank driving his Corvette too fast because, well, he has a Corvette. should be charged a little more than some 19-year-old kid driving a shitty Corolla just trying to make it to work on time. I don't know. That's me. Yeah. I don't.
Oh no, I agree fully.
But I also don't think our government's good at laying shit out like that, and it would just end up being a mismatched list of requirements you have to make to not pay a ticket, and then everyone else pays it or something stupid like that. I mean, it would be a list of exemptions. But yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings because on the flip side, like, pay your ticket, you don't have to worry about it. On the flip side, I feel for the young guy that gets screwed.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got a couple more. Do you want to cut over the after show soon, or you want to hang out here for a minute? What are you thinking?
I say we go to the after show soon.
Okay. Let's do one more. Which one are we gonna? Oh, okay. We're gonna homeless Vermont. We'll cover the last subject in the regular show. We reported lately that homeless funding was drying up in the hotels where we imported a bunch of homeless people living in Vermont. But just this coming in May 30th, Vermont Legal Aid sues state of Vermont to keep homeless hotel program from closing. Oh, I guess that's all I got. And so, yeah, I thought that was an actual article, not a video article.
Dun, 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 dun.
Anyways, I'm sure we'll be covering more of that next week and the weeks after, because these are things that actually really impact our area. And so there'll be things we'll chat about. Anyways, that's all I got. And that's all this fine, beautiful fucker GW Foley's got. Actually, you have anything before you want to get out of here, GWs? Anything coming up you want to shout out?
TIW this Saturday, YMCA, North Adams, Mass.
Nice. Watch G-Dubs in the ring live. Referee Foley. Oh, I'm excited.
Turn my back. Someone's going to get hit with a chair.
I am very, very jealous. If you're in a hotel, you're not homeless. No.
Yeah, but see, they're not going to be in hotels.
Their hotel funding ran out. So anyways, we'll see you guys on the after show or next week on episode 6. Until then, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, stay sane. Cheers. G-Dubs, I love you. Drug position out. Gabba gabba, hey, drunken cocked fans. This is Hickory, the drunken underwhelming of the Drunken Under Quarantine. So, welcoming you to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4 After Show, brought to you only on Rumble. This is a very, very, very adult show, containing a very, very adult subjects. So please, if you're not very, very adult, or pretty much a kid that's over 21, now's your time to go.